getting ready for a fight. This is the most disgusting thing that has ever happened in the history of the company.
Conor McGregor, the most recognizable face in the UFC, was charged with multiple counts of assault after, get this, hurling objects at a bus in the bowels of Barclays Center, injuring some of the other fighters inside. We're here with John Morgan, who was at the media event being held at Barclays, to learn more. All right, John, walk us through what made Conor do this.
Basically, it stems from Artem Lobov, who's a teammate of Conor McGregor and one of his best friends, basically, who's had a long-standing feud with Khabib Nurmagomedov, one of the top contenders, and potentially a future opponent for Conor McGregor at some point. But earlier this week, man, that kind of long-standing rivalry kind of came to a head. They had a little bit of a interaction inside the host hotel here in Brooklyn. And basically, a lot of Khabib Nurmagomedov's team surrounded Artem Lobov and was like, "Listen, don't bring us up anymore. Keep our name out of your mouth." Artem was, kind of by himself at the time. There was a big group, so he felt a little bit intimidated. He couldn't really respond. And it seems like this was basically the reaction to that is for Conor McGregor to get a group of people as well, and to basically go after Khabib Nurmagomedov and show him that that kind of show of force was going to be met with something similar.
What's next for McGregor? Will he face any jail time?
I don't know. Now, again, I'm a mixed martial arts journalist. I'm not going to pretend that I'm some type of legal expert. But, I mean, listen, you did have two fighters that received physical harm. So, I mean, I imagine that falls under assault, right? I mean, the breaking glass, did cause some cuts. And I got to think there'll be some financial penalties for that. I mean, think about the purses that they were scheduled to make that they can't make anymore. They spent money on training camp. They were ready to come in and make a paycheck, and they won't get that paycheck now. So, I think there will definitely be some civil liabilities. As far as actual jail time, I don't know. It seems a bit much.
Last question. Do you think Conor fights again in the UFC?
The next step is a little bit unclear right now. I mean, the UFC, UFC President Dana White, officials, they said, listen, we're going to let the legal process play out first, which definitely makes sense. I mean, you've got the police department here involved. They're going to have things. You're going to have lawsuits. You're going to let all that stuff play out. The tough thing is, let's be honest, he's the biggest star in the sport. He's the UFC's biggest star. I mean, it would be amazing for the UFC to say, you know what, we're not standing for this. We're standing up and we're saying, Conor McGregor, we're done with you. This was over the line, but they can't do that. There's too many millions of dollars involved. This guy's the biggest star in the sport. Now, I'm sure this will impact, his drawing ability. Even UFC President Dana White said, listen, people are going to turn on him after this. And I think that's definitely true. But the guy's a superstar. The guy is a superstar. And we see that superstars don't always get treated the same as the common man on the street. So, I think there's going to be some legal repercussions. There's certainly going to be some financial repercussions. But as it stands now, I'm sure we'll probably see him fight again one day in the UFC.
Thanks, John. And in the meantime, stick with Sports Pulse, your heartbeat to what's trending in sports.